I just had such high hopes and such dreams that all of this was going to come true one day. And to look back on it now is just, I don't know, it's interesting. I used to love to draw. Drawing was a big part of my life. Before I dreamed about being a fashion designer, I wanted to be an artist, but I just had so many people telling me that that would never work out. People don't make money being an artist till after they went to the upper room. But I always dreamed that I could do something with my art. But even before this, I went on to wanting to be a shoe designer. I don't know what started to make me want to draw shoes, because I used to kick my shoes off every chance I got. I hated wearing shoes. Then I was like, you don't have any money to become a shoe designer. That's going to take a lot to actually manufacture. So what can you actually do? So then I thought, well, you can draw and you could easily get fabric because there are fabric stores. So why not do that? That's when I started doing all of this. I used to feel like if I didn't have fashion design, I didn't have anything. I tried to make this work so much that I even went to fashion design school. I did probably a year or two at Columbia College of Chicago. I finally got accepted after getting rejected from the Art Institute of Chicago. I totally found out that I didn't like fashion school either. I'm like, I can learn how to make gowns and dresses myself. I could take classes online. And so I did all that. It didn't matter if I was on the train, on the bus, in a restaurant. I was just drawing my little heart out. This is what I would do all day long. This really helped me to not feel so invisible. People were like, did you draw that? Or what is that you're doing? And it just felt so good to be noticed by people after being overlooked. Fashion, drawing, all of it gave me what I thought was my identity. After dropping out of fashion school and then starting my own brand and business, I thought I could handle this on my own. And for a while I did. I had a few clients. I made a few things, but it was never on the level of what I thought it was going. I remember this. We had to do like 50 sketches without really thinking about it. This is how you would come up with a collection, is to sketch without really thinking about it and then cross it out and get down to the final collection. It's interesting to look back on. Oh man, I have so much stuff in this portfolio. These are some shoe designs from 2007. I don't even know how old I was then. I have lots of shoe drawings in here. Surprisingly, this is what I mainly got into school with. It was more shoe drawing than like actual fashion. Croquis. This one was everyone's favorite. Anytime they saw this, they loved this one. Oh, and the jumpsuit. I always wanted to make this one too. And this one. These two are my favorites, but never got around to it. So it says 2015. All of my shoes. Man, my uncle was such a big fan of all my shoe drawings. He would take some of my shoe drawings and show all of his lady friends. He was so proud of my shoe drawings. So shout out to my Uncle Timmy. He really believed in my dreams and he inspired me to keep going. Even when everyone else told me not to do it or whatever. You know, he told me, no, this is what you need to be doing. Like, keep going with this. I used to love drawing houses too. I can honestly say I wasn't such a perfectionist then either, because all of this was just with a regular ballpoint pen or like a fine tip pen. Like, it was nothing crazy. This is from when I had a class project when I went to fashion school. We had to do like a no waste project. And all of this purse is no waste. We went to a fabric store and we dig through this disgusting bin of fabric and we came up with all the fabric scraps that people had discarded and gave to this fabric store so we could come up with our no waste project. And the whole bag is either things from thrift stores or the disgusting bin of unwanted fabrics. I think the only thing that was new was the chain, but still used the entire length of chain on it. This was like the best project ever. I absolutely had the best time. This was probably one of my favorite memories from fashion design school. I just had to make myself some hot cocoa before we get into the ridiculousness of this next part. Ooh, that's hot too. But good. I just felt like a lot of the relationships in my life were very transactional. I just felt like I wasn't important to people. So all of that was it just went downhill. And so I remember just sitting here on my couch in 2020 when I threw those sewing patterns down in my room, and I ran in here and I just cried on the couch, and I just had a proper crash out because it was just too much. It was too much, and I was so emotionally overwhelmed and drained. And on top of that, my fashion business failing. I told everybody that this was my thing. This was how I was going to get out of the ghetto. But like seriously, like living paycheck to paycheck wasn't what I wanted. And it wasn't like I expected to go viral overnight and six-figure businesses. Deep down, I knew I wanted something that I loved and enjoyed. I was searching for that reflection of myself so I can have it mirror back to me in everything else, but it never came. It never came. And so I started journaling. I started meditating every single day. I was getting up every morning at like 9 a.m. to go out for a run. Well, not a run. Who am I kidding? For a walk. I would power walk for blocks. I did therapy for 3 years from 2020 to 2023. I absolutely loved it. I had the best therapist at the time. She really changed my view on what therapy was. I was such a people pleaser, so I really didn't know my wants, my needs, my desires versus everyone else's. The people that came into my life during this time are really the people who truly helped change my life. I even found like coaches and strategists who were not only talking about mindset and personal growth, but they were also talking about business and personal branding. Everything that they were saying was things that I wanted, even if it looked a little bit differently. I dove in headfirst into branding and personal branding. Everything else from there just started to make a lot more sense to me. It's a good feeling to be able to sit down, know the things that you want to do, know the type of content that you want to post, the things that you want to talk about, and feeling good in that. Just having the level of clarity outweighs the doubts and fears that I had. It helps me also to keep going, even on the days when I'm not making money. Now I have a home decor, self-care, and lifestyle brand for women, small business owners, and entrepreneurs who are just starting out. I create as a reminder to not only focus on growing their brand, their business, but also prioritizing themselves and their self-care. I'm on that journey now to really having a clear focus. In 2026, it's just such a great feeling, and it's such a grounding feeling too. I'm just so happy to be here. I thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video and to listening to my brand story, and I'll talk to you soon.